I'm on an airplane and I'm going to Chicago, guys. Alright, I'm very, very excited, but I'm really tired. It's about a 4-hour flight, so not too bad. And I will be seeing my lovely mods, my besties. And tomorrow is Jackson Wang. So fucking excited. Let's go! Yay! Finally!
She's so cute.
This is our room.
This is my booty.
We were so tired last night. We just chilled and got lots and lots of food from Nando's, which is amazing!
Oh my god. That's so good.
Now we're just gonna chill out until the concert tonight. Jackson Wang, baby!
I just got this crazy coat. I'm fine. All right, great. Thank you. I'm going steamboat. I didn't know this was
And
so purple.
and a great big purple cup full of Coca-Cola.
This is the raspberry lemonade.
Raspberry
with apple.
lemonade.
I believe. Oh wait, no wait. The midnight berry.
This is really good. This is called, what is this? Oh yeah, smoked espresso old fashioned. Traveler whiskey, brown sugar syrup, orange bitters, cocoa bitters, espresso, dehydrated orange, and charred cinnamon stick. And it smells charred. This is so good. We are ready for the concert! We're at the concert, getting ready to go inside.
Who's at the concert?
What?
from Chicago. For allowing me to share my story. Thank you, and I love you. Baby, I'm gone, baby, I'm gone. So baby, I'm caught in this feeling we are. But baby, I'm gone. You got me lost. Baby, I'm gone. You got me lost. I'm gone, baby, and I'm gone. You make a mind, they didn't like me last year, and I know my page, I know the page, maybe the praise. They're like the hate I see, they watch me like I'm on TV. Run this the dark, but I ain't got to see. Cooking up on your plate when I'm on the TV. I guess it's a roll of the dice, yeah. So let me give you your flowers, 'cause you let me bloom. My superpower came from you. Who would I become without your love? What would I do? Who would I become without your love? Show me what's Chicago. Stand up! Hands in the air, let's go! Hands in the air! All the way at the back! Let's fucking go!
I am so tired today, but last night was amazing. Can't wait for the Andrew McCarthy book signing tonight. Bye. Where are we at? Hales? Logan Park? What'd you say? Lincoln. Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park, like the band? Going to an oddity shop, get some coffee, look at things. There's my babies.
Hi.
There's my babies.
Hello, cats. Hello, people.
So yeah, we're gonna finish out tonight going to the Andrew McCarthy thing. I'm excited. We're at Covet Curiosities. Oh, so amazing.
I'm about to start a story here. It's about 10 minutes. You can join us if you want.
A story?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never been here before. My first time in Chicago, too.
Oh, welcome to Chicago.
First time to Chicago, also.
Hopefully, so do you guys like macabre stuff?
I definitely do. I mean, I'm dragging them here.
It's okay.
So it's your first time in my shop. I was just explaining a little bit about the setup of the story, so you guys walked in at the perfect time. But what I didn't mention to you is that we call this room the Memento Mori room. We desperately hope to remind people in as many ways as we possibly can that no matter who you are, or what you have, or where you're from, or who you know, or how much you have, you're gonna die.
True that.
Which is an important relationship to build while you're alive, because nothing's scarier than the unknown, and when the unknown is inevitable, it's even more scary. The photograph we were about to talk about is second from the bottom here. Feel free to move around if you have a glare. And just to kind of recap, I walked through the details of the photo. So the first thing you'll notice is we have a geriatric female who is nude. You'll notice she has blood running down her front from a mandibular puncture. The blood pipe at the footboard of the bed has been forced through the flesh at the bottom of her face. You'll see that pipe sticking up above the lips. Second, if you look at the bedside, the bed, it's pulled away from the bedside table. It's in a very peculiar position. And lastly, if you look at her hands, she's displaying a fencing response. And right when you walked in, I was explaining that a fencing response is indicative of brain injury, spinal trauma, or lack of oxygen into the brain, most commonly seen in severe brain stem injuries. It's a little bit of medical superstition that if you fence in a protective posture, that person's mental faculties are present at the time of discovery and they're more likely to recover. However, fencing open joints are like this, boom, they say that's very bad news. We put all those things together and you're caught up. This is the story of Florence Parasette. Now, Florence was 72 years old. She was a widow of 10 years and had been living alone during that time. She had a son, 42, who would visit her quite often just to check on her. The neighbors said that Florence had a really snappy, bubbly personality. She remembered birthdays, she remembered gossip, she knew all the little quirks around the town, and she would wear big gaudy brooches as conversation pieces. You like my spider? She wore a full face of makeup every single day, even when she didn't leave the yard. Now, for all of her strengths and eccentricities, her creativity and likability, Florence did have a weakness that was quite prominent. She was very fucking stubborn. So, when the Boy Scouts would offer to mow her lawn for free, she'd make them take money and tell them not to tell anybody. When people would offer to help her around the yard or help her around the house, she'd say, absolutely not, I'll take care of it. And when her neighbors and sons would try to convince her, Mrs. Parasette, you've got to move somewhere with a little supervision just in case something happens. Anything could happen. She would tell them to go fuck themselves. Attached to that bedroom is an ensuite bathroom. Now, an ensuite bathroom for 1971 Houston is actually pretty rare, but there's one attached there, and she was coming out of the shower. And as she's coming out of the shower, she's drying herself off. She puts on some lotion, as you do. She walks over to the counter, and she grabs her panties. They were salmon pink. She steps into the bedroom and snaps them open, as you do, and she starts to put them on left leg first, indicating that she's left-handed, eccentric, creative. But while she's putting them on, she finds that her leg gets caught in a familiar sling that we've all been in at some point. She hops just like that. Because she's geriatric, as we age, leg strength and reflexes are the first things to go, and they have faded in her, meaning she did not have the leg strength to hop high enough to not drag her toe on the floor as she advanced, and she didn't have the reflexes to move her leg fast enough to get it under her body weight to cushion the blow. This meant that all 91 pounds of her body weight came crashing onto the bottom of her face, forcing that blunt pipe through the flesh, throwing her tongue from the side of the mouth before slamming into the maxilla at the base of the roots of the teeth, sending those teeth flying into the air like confetti. Because of the olfactory cushion built into your skull, she would not have been knocked out. She would have heard those teeth clicking as they landed. But that's just the beginning of her death story. What you can't see very well in the photo is that her butt is not touching the ground. It's a good 11 or 12 inches off of the ground. She's suspended there by the mandible, and with open knees, her heels are resting on the floor under the bed. It's a very peculiar position to find yourself in. Not enough space under your body to get your legs, not enough upper body strength to free yourself. And on top of it, oblivion. She's completely unaware that she's skewered in the way that she is. The injury was so fast and adrenaline worked so well, she thought, as is indicated, that maybe she was just hooked on the edge, maybe she was just stuck in the corner and could back her way out. She couldn't look down to see. It's a lot of weight forcing your head up. So from her perspective, she's forced to face the ceiling, she can't look down, she can't close her mouth, she doesn't have the upper body strength to lift herself up, so she starts digging her heels into the floor, trying to walk herself backward, dissipating the adrenaline in her blood, which allowed her to start to taste the blood, allowed her to start to feel some of the pain, and created a little bit of panic in her mind. So she starts kicking her legs frantically, dragging her panties in and out of the blood that's running down her legs and pooling around her feet, making them ever more slippery. This brought the panties from pink to red and left a windshield wiper rainbow on the floor. By kicking her legs frantically, she raised her heart rate, which raised her respiratory rate, which caused her to start to sputter. The blood that's running down her throat, choking her, dark droplets ejecting from her mouth indicate to her how serious this situation is, and in her final moments, she really panicked. Both legs kicking, trying to drag herself free. She pulls that heavy iron bed frame away from the bedside table, dislocates the mandible from the skull, shatters her bottom teeth all the way to the bone, fractures her mandible, and like string cheese stretches that heavy iron bed frame away from the bedside table. Before she's able to get herself free, she drowns in her own blood. It was just 90 minutes later that her son found her, which is a really heavy story. The reason that we love telling this story, and the reason we call her the Queen, it isn't for entertainment or shock or gore, pageantry. It's for memento mori. We love telling her story because she is such a fantastic reminder that you could step off the curb on the way out of my store and end your story. She's a reminder to paint the picture, to write the book, to take the trip, to ask him out, to do fucking something. You have a finite number of grains of sand in the hourglass, they're always running out, and you don't know how many you have. She is memento mori. I love telling that story. But, because that story is so heavy, I normally offer to lighten the mood if you're interested. And I usually follow it with this one. You got enough laundry time to join us for this one?
Just thinking about my timer.
1, live while you're alive. 2, sit the fuck down when you put on your panties.
Valid.
This is a different kind of memento mori. Everybody who's ever lived has died. Every single one. That's hundreds of billions of people. What are the chances that none of them were funny? Probably 0. The reason that we attach a negative connotation to death is because nobody's ever survived to tell us what happens. And as I mentioned earlier, nothing's scarier than the unknown. Americans in particular are very, very guilty of having zero death culture. It makes it very easy for us to sit in cars on the way to jobs we hate, to work for people we disagree with, to fund causes that oppress us, all in the name of buying shit that we don't actually want, to impress people we don't actually like. Capitalism.
Yeah.
So we say, I'm never gonna die, I'm not wasting my time sitting here at this desk, not at all. If death can be positive, then it can also be funny. What if death is a liberation? Oh my god, I'm so glad that's fucking over. That sucked. I never want to do that again. I hope my next life I'm born tall. I hope my next life I'm born without a heart condition. I hope my next life I'm born into a body in a place with food readily available. Anything, right? So what if we can laugh at it? This story is 3 parts. 1, what you're looking at. 2, the gross part. It's not the funny part. And 3, the funny part. That photo was taken in 1977. It was taken in the 70th precinct of Brooklyn, New York. That photo was taken with a zoom lens on a 35mm camera. It's looking down between 2 buildings from the 3rd story, like this, zoomed in. Now, when you zoom with glass, it bends the light. And that causes an effect called photographic warping, which is why that photo looks open in the way that it is, because it's zoomed in and bent the light. Digital zoom just crops out a piece of the picture and makes it bigger, right? Works differently. Here we have a man who is naked with his socks on, who fell while climbing out of a 3rd-story window.
Was he making a porno?
Why would a man who's naked with his socks on climb into the cold winter night, dick swinging from a 3rd? There you go. You're here. You'll notice a metal pipe laying on top of his torso there. That metal pipe is previously a fixture of the wall. It's what he was holding on to while he was climbing out. And while he's leveraging himself out of the window, holding onto that pipe, it looked too far down, which made him nervous, and he put too much weight on the pipe, and it seemed like it broke away, and he fell. Now, when you fall from a 3rd-story window, you don't generally die. I've fallen from a 4th story. I'm pretty okay, I think. But he's going to prove to us at least 5 times that he's one of the most unlucky bastards you've perhaps ever met in your entire life. Number 1, when he fell back, tink, he had a full chest of air and he hit the wall behind him. This caused him to rebound off of the wall and try to catch himself with his foot and hand. Sock on his foot, not sticky enough, and he keeps sliding, bouncing back and forth, thrashing as he falls. Thrashing back and forth, spinning, unable to catch himself or even conceptualize where his limbs are in the first place. He's gaining speed and gaining momentum, and after a good story of momentum gain, his right butt cheek catches the 2nd-story windowsill, which flips him upside down, and he lands directly onto his head.
Ouch.
Breaking your neck, despite what your mother told you, doesn't necessarily kill you.
I had a friend who broke a neck,
It's pretty common, believe it or not. I don't know if it's just a very
and all she did was
exposed part of her
fall
body.
like backwards off of a ledge a couple of feet.
So it's pretty common that people will fracture the vertebrae of the neck, right? And then walk around for a couple of weeks and then go to the doctor, and the doctor takes x-rays. You know, they're like, oh, doc, my neck's been killing me. And they're like, yeah, it's fucking broken. You've got a broken neck. But, again, he's not a particularly lucky person. So, when you break your neck, nerve damage almost certain, whether it's a section of your gums that you can't feel anymore, your fingertips. Paralysis not as likely, death even less likely. But he's a triple threat, he's got it all, right? When you break your neck, if you die, it's from asphyxiation or suffocation, one or the other. Your neck, your airway rather, is like a straw. If you cut it to the side, no air gets through, creates a seal. You die pretty quick. However, if you look at his chin, it's facing his elbow. His head is upside down under the weight of his paralyzed body. His airway is twisted. And when you twist the airway, the tissues continually narrow until they create a seal, like when you spin a bread bag to close it. Those tissues of the airway touching cause the reflex that we all have, the gag reflex. So, with his body trying to retch out whatever is blocking the airway, which happens to be his airway, he has to fight to get air in. A death whistle. Paralyzed, unable to move his limbs or free himself, head upside down, eyes buried beneath the rubble between two buildings, he fought to survive. Expelling everything in his stomach, throwing up, gagging, and whistling to get air in. It was a very macabre death. Now, to the funny part. Let's rewind. If we go back just a little while into that bedroom that he was just in, this somebody here was getting busy with somebody they shouldn't have been getting busy with. And while they're together, they hear a key in the keyhole. Go, hurry up, let me get my clothes. No, motherfucker, he'll kill you. Oh, it's too far. Just go, tink break. What does she do?
Close the window.
And turns around. Enter the second character of our story here, a woman who thinks very quickly. Think about it. Through that window, through that wall there, on the other side of it, you hear your husband close the front door. He's taking off his coat. Boyfriend's out the window. You heard a crash. I'm sure he's fine, right? Here comes husband stepping up the hallway, and you survey the situation. The bed sheets are twisted. There's a wet spot on the mattress. The room is humid. Your skin is glistening. Your hair is messed up. You're a little messy yourself. And he rounds the corner. Lucky for her, he was kind of an idiot. She looks him dead in his eyes and says, I've been waiting for you all fucking day. And she crosses the room at him, grabs him by the shirt, locks him in a kiss. His eyes are closed. She starts unbuttoning his shirt. He drops his bag. She unbuckles his pants. They become intimate with one another, right there on the bed. When through the window she hears our friend. In her defense, she doesn't know he's dying. But she knows that he's being too fucking loud and she doesn't want to get caught. So she thinks very quickly and does something that's actually pretty smart. She gets louder! Performatively screaming at the ceiling right in her husband's ear, yes, daddy, fuck me, you're the best. He eats it up. He believes every word. He doesn't question that she was so riled up when he got home. He doesn't question that she's louder than she's ever been. He's like, I am the best. Yes, fantastic. She's screaming in his ear. He's having the time of his life. Pause, because we're going to be sad for a moment. And this is the perfect song for it. What would it take for you, personally? It's 1977. There's no internet, there's no cell phones. Most rendezvous would have been planned by passing somebody a note at work or something like that, right? What would it take, on faith, 2 days before they passed you a note, There was all this tension building up to that note. They saw each other across the room, little conversations, sweet nothings, right? Tension building up. Maybe she came to work with a black eye, and that's what started it all. Here in the United States in particular, if we see somebody in such dire straits, we find it very easy to assume that they were a piece of shit, right? Makes it so we don't have to actually deal with the fact that something really tragic happens to them. They were a piece of shit. Who cares? But what if he wasn't a piece of shit? Entertained the opposite, because there's an equal percent chance here. We don't know the guy. What if they bonded over his care for her? What if her husband was deeply abusive? What if he jumped out the window to protect her and not himself? Entertain all the possibilities. But again, what would it take for you, on faith, with a note in your hand, an address, to get in a cab or walk or whatever and go all the way to her apartment building? I hope this is the right building. You go into the building, start walking up the stairs. It was 77, small apartment building in Brooklyn. They didn't have an elevator. You're going up the stairs, hearing the creaks and the echoes. As you go, you get to her floor. There's the apartment number. I hope it's the right apartment number. And you knock on the door. I hope it's the right apartment. You hear her walking towards the door. I hope it's not her husband. All of these checks, right? She opens the door. Ecstasy, you know, it's her. This girl who you're so into. And it's marred, though, because out from behind her would have wafted the scent of her marital life. Their dinner the night before in the trash, the dishes in the sink, his cologne in the air wafting out of the apartment from when he left for work the day before, the laundry detergent they've used. You've been in somebody's apartment before, you know, when you're there for the first time, you smell their life, all the products and things they use. But he liked her so much that he didn't give a fuck, and he crossed the threshold of the apartment, followed her. Maybe she had a yapping dog, but there were photographs on the wall of them together, and he walked all the way to the back of the apartment and closed that bedroom door to lay with her in their marital bed. Again, the question is, what would it take for you to do that? He obviously really liked or loved her. He was very into her to risk it all and go there. But now, after an incident, he's paralyzed at the bottom of the dark space between two buildings, head twisted, upside down, every inhale, a whistle through a narrowed passageway, gagging and fading to black to the soundtrack of her screaming his name loud. That's pretty dark, but I won't leave you there. On the other side of that window is a couple who there's a record of, because they placed a very important phone call. They were trying to enjoy a nice romantic evening. Candlelight, glasses of wine. It was 77. They were probably listening to Otis Redding or Marvin Gaye, you know. I've been loving you.
Summer.
They're having a nice quiet evening. They did not hear the fall. They did not hear the crash. They did not hear the gasping. They did not hear the gagging. But they did hear her. Oh my God, you're so great. And it annoyed them because they were trying to have a nice quiet evening, and here she is screaming at the heavens. So they pick up the phone to call it a noise complaint to the police. You hear this, bitch? This is crazy. You need help. So they hang up the phone from their noise complaint and they walk over to that window. They plan on opening it and yelling up, "Shut the fuck up," so that they can continue with their night, but they open it and they lean out and they find a corpse. The corpse of a man who is naked with his socks on, who fell while climbing up a third-story window. There's more to this story too. It's very succinct. If you would like for this to not happen to you, don't fucking do that. But this room, as I mentioned to you earlier, it has medical remains, Dutch museum specimens, archaeological bones from the earth, crime scene photos, and items created by the hands that have taken life away. We also have antique photography of the dead as well. If you're curious about anything, I will tell you stories. You just let me know.
Sounds good. What was your name?
I'm Ben.
I'm Haley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Haley.
Right.
The mustache is killing it.
You're welcome. How you feel? Feel good?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
It'll be a good time.
Oh my gosh.
This is Mandy. Of course.
Dude, look at this. I wonder if these are actually real. These are jail letters. That's Henry Lee Lucas.
Oh
He's
my
horrible.
God.
Eileen Warnos.
Oh my God, that's Monster Lady.
Yeah. I know it's really morbid, but there's something kind of beautiful about death photos.
Yeah, of course.
The memory of somebody. So usually people would get their pictures taken upon death.
Right, they
And-
dress them up and they get that death picture. A small animal. You want to buy a cat or a dead dog or baby dog or
I definitely don't need a baby dog.
a squirrel. Look, there's a squirrel. There's a gecko. He's not expensive. He's small.
Great Face Museum is a true crime museum. They have the largest collection of Gacy paintings.
Oh my God.
And then Woolly Mammoth is your classic oddities, curio,